Okay, so
I'll ask you the question.
Okay.
Mark, what does prepared for a mass shooting event mean?
I don't think it's a matter of if. I think it's a matter of when.
Okay.
Okay. So being that I think it's a matter because why it's good to assume that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think that I don't know if there's a contingency plan to okay, if there is some sort of mass let's not call it a mass shooting. Let's call it a mass casualty event.
Okay.
Public or at a school or something like that. I don't know if there's I don't know if the state police, the city, the county, the school district, the sheriff, anybody has that plan where it's okay, execute, plan 4B because we've just had a mass casualty event.
They train extensively on scenarios.
Okay.
And they train to respond to various scenarios.
But individually, right? Not as a group.
No, there is overlap.
Overlap?
There is overlap.
Okay.
There is a lot of coordination that happens at different levels. You could talk about what's enough overlap, you know what I mean, and is it adequate, but it does happen. And you have multi-agency trainings. You have interagency groups that work together, and they do a lot of scenario-based training. Even go back to plug roll call for a second there. We've got that 2,000 indoor shoot house. We have teams coming in from all different levels that come in and utilize that to run different scenarios, whether that's warrant service, extricating somebody from a facility, et cetera, or a shooting in a workplace, and they practice responses to that.
You do all those types of scenarios over there?
Yeah, they all happen. Sometimes it's us doing it, and sometimes it's us allowing other groups to come in and just use our facility, meaning they're coming in with their own training program.
So sometimes you're putting on the training. And
I'm just giving them the playground sometimes.
And yeah, okay.
Yep. So it's both. But yes, there are interdepartmental trainings and stuff like that. The only reason I quipped that, are we ready? Are we prepared? I don't know what that means. Are we prepared to respond? Yes. But I don't know if you can say, are we prepared to prevent or handle? That's where you run into, what does that mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that is.
That'd be the issue. You know what I mean? Are we prepared to respond to them? They practice their response time. They practice comms. They practice casualty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They plan for each phase of that. The issue is every scenario is so completely different that your training needs to be very broad.
That's why I'm saying, if they have these guidelines, I'm like,
so that's why
you can't one size fit all those
things. So
yeah.
That's why I'm saying you can't say we're ready. You can't say we're prepared because you're efforting that. You're working towards that. That is the perpetual goal, is to maintain a state of readiness. But you don't know until you're in it, and the scenario is going to dictate the response. So the goal is to train them not to know what to do pre-planned, but to be able to, in that moment, react and react correctly. That's the harder part. So you don't train on outcomes. You know what I mean? You're training on the steps. It's step by step by step. Because sometimes it's not, I know I'm not going to save everybody in a mass shooting. I'm mitigating it. The shooting's already begun before I got here. So I'm past the point of being able to stop this. So what is your goal? I want to
minimizing.
I want to end it. I want to end it. And I want to minimize how many people. That's the big difference there.
Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Do you hear it when it hits you?
Yeah. But that's the big difference there.
About this could have been worse if
Always.
It wasn't for this.
Yeah, if everything was left, I think you can go back to any of these shootings that ended with law enforcement response.
What do you think? What
if that response was 5 minutes more delayed?
Well, yeah, but that's that. I mean, I think that's those are all the variables that I think that's why people train to minimize. That's all you're doing. You're minimizing. You're minimizing the outcome of death. You're minimizing the failures of response time. You're minimizing chaos.
You're not training to prevent.
You're training to react in the moment.
There you go.
Yeah.
But if you're reacting, what's already happened? Something bad.
Yeah. Did you go to school around here? You don't have to say the school.
Yes, I went to school around here, yeah.
Was it public, private?
I was public.
Did you guys have to train for stuff like that?
I know we had
shooters.
We've had shooter drills.
I never
certainly,
had that.
But for us, it was mostly just hiding in our classrooms and staying quiet. That was all that we got for the most part.
Would the kids in your class be like, "This is nuts"? What are we doing?
I mean, yeah, we definitely had some of that.
We stopped doing fire drills. We started doing active shooter drills.
We still had a shooting range in the basement when I went to high school.
Oh, that's right. There was there. It's a rifle
Yeah, we
club.
still had that too.
We would come in with our hunting rifles on the school bus with ammunition because we were going to hunt at somebody else's house after school, and you used to come in and set them in the principal's office. So you give them to the secretary, and I remember in my mind that the picture's still like there'd be 30 or 40 hunting rifles stacked up behind the little secretary's desk in the office at the high school.
And that would have been the line of first defense, like back then.
I got to check my gun in. You just drop it off. Hey, I'm dropping off my gun. I'm going to pick it up because I'm going over so-and-so's house after school. And we're going to hunt in his yard or his farm.
And it was no big deal.
No, kids getting on the bus with high-powered rifles that can reach out 400 yards.
And it was just like, did you ever have mass shootings when that was? Did you ever have any shootings?
No, I graduated in 89. I was in kindergarten in 76. So there was my range of years. 76 to 89 were my school years.
And you never...
No.
Why? How does that happen, Dean? How do they don't happen? How do they not happen when all the rifle clubs are there? But when you get rid of the rifle clubs, they all start happening. Isn't that? I'm not saying you have to answer. I'm saying it's weird.
We changed.
We as a people?
Yeah.
You think so?
There's just as many guns back then.
I think there's more now. I don't think the more guns you have. Like, look, man, my mom likes peanut M&Ms. She's got like a 3-pound bag of peanut M&Ms, but she doesn't eat them all in one sitting.
But I mean, guns were available and they were less regulated in that sense. You know what I mean? So
why does it's just like, to me, it doesn't make sense to like, there's more regulation, there's more demonization, there's more this, there's more that. Right. Yet there is more.
Kids fight when you were in school?
Yeah.
How did most of the fights end?
Hopefully with a handshake.
Okay. Was that common?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. A couple of them were.
But how did it actually end? What determined the end of the fight?
I'm done.
Yeah.
You win.
Okay.
Yeah.
You watch YouTube and you watch social media now. Mm-hmm. Do the fights look the same?
No.
What has increased? The level of what?
Violence?
Viciousness.
Yeah.
Viciousness. So if I didn't want to kill you back then, it was just a fight. You see stuff now today, they want to cause harm. It's head kicks, it's stomps. It's you're brutalizing people at the end of the fight. Our respect for life and how we treat each other is what's changed. The fact now that we had a gun then and a gun now, it's just, are we more prone to use it now?